Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. Now, today we would learn about evolutionary process models. So, what is evolutionary process model? Here itself, it is a one of the approach for software development life cycle. So, in this evolutionary model, whatever the activities, whatever the process activities are there, those will be executed in ring manner. Okay, in a ring manner. So these process models, why are we using these process models? Means these are the approaches to execute the activities of a process or activities of a framework. Okay, to develop our project in a smooth manner. These are different approaches which is designed earlier. Okay, these are the different approaches are designed by many scientists or many people who have worked on this software engineering. Okay, who are expertise in this software engineering. They were developed many these kinds of methodologies for smooth working of a project development. So in this evaluationary model, the whatever the activities we have to develop our project, those activities are executed in a ring manner or circular manner. That circular manner of execution of activities is also called as process flow of activities execution. Clear? So there are two types of evolutionary process models are there. First one is prototype model, second one is spiral model. Coming to the first one, prototype model. Today we are going to discuss about prototype model. So what is prototype model? Why we are using this prototype model? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages of this prototype model? Okay, let us start about prototype model. The prototype model is one of the software development life cycle model. What it is? It is one of the software development life cycle model. There are different models are there. In those different models, this is one of the model, right? So what is the speciality of this prototype model? See the second point, in which a prototype is built with minimal requirements, which is then tested and modified based on the feedback received from the client until a final prototype with the desired functionalities gets created. Which means, so prototype is built with minimal requirements. First of all, let us know what is a prototype here. What is a prototype in prototype model? So prototype in the sense, it is a first version of a device or gadget or any product, anything. So whatever, if we want to create something newly, okay, that created new version is called prototype. Based on that prototype itself, many many updations are performed or many gadgets are developed later after designing one prototype. Suppose, assume in real time till now, uh, if you don't have a gadget like self-writing pen. Okay, I think till today, such kind of a pen is not available in market. What is that pen? While I am speaking, so whatever the words, okay, which are coming from my mouth, that is received by a pen, and that pen automatically return that words statements on a paper itself without taking support of my hand or anybody's hand, isn't it? It will note everything of my words, whatever it is received, isn't it? So if I want to develop such kind of gadget, such kind of pen, okay, so for developing of that, I need to use some technologies, some creative brain or something, okay. So whenever, okay, I'm getting, I'm interested to develop such kind of new gadget. For that gadget I'm going to, I don't know actually what is exactly how to implement that one, and what are the things you need to, get ready that particular pen. And if it is receiving my voice means what, which kind of what receiver I may kept into that pen. And after that, so which kind of inks I need to fill in that pen, and for which kind of papers that pen is supported. So like that, many requirements are needed to get ready some one project, isn't it? If you want to make one project newly, okay, it is not available in real time market till now, you didn't have that particular gadget or particular item, okay, in world. If such kind of things, if we want to develop such kinds of things, okay, things, then that projects or that kind of models are called the prototype models. Okay, if you will develop one version, okay, after that, based on that version, somebody may updated something, and they'll release another one, and after that, new version, like that it will be, okay, changed day by day, and it will be, okay, it will be used by many users continuously, isn't it? But some basic versions, whatever the basic version is came na, okay, that is called a prototype one for something. Okay, now many of us, now nowadays we are using, everybody has the one phone, okay, in our hands. So before the phones, we don't have that structure, that nature, and for which purpose that is made, and who made. Okay, like that we have some many things, many things. Some Graham Bell, one person Graham Bell has made this one, and he has one prototype to develop phone. Okay, he made this phone for some other purpose. At that time he wants to talk with his girlfriend, isn't it? So so he thought, so how to do, what to do if I want to talk with her, okay, she is far away from me, so how do I talk with her, like that he think, he was thinking at that time. So he got some idea, and he put that idea into some, experimental mode. So after many years of working on that particular what concept, then he got success in that. And after that, many people little bit, they were what made some changes on that phones, and nowadays it's came into our hands with mobnet or something. But first version phones have only some handset, something dial pads or something. Okay, those are only used for, okay, for phone, but do making a phone call or receiving a phone call, only for two purposes. But nowadays we are using the phone for many purposes. But first version is called a prototype for phone, that is a first version. By using that version only, day by day we are updating the phone, and we are using the phone nowadays with our hands, with everything within our hand itself, because of internet facilities. Okay, by using the phone we are going for purchasing, some ordering, or there is making phone calls, and we are using that phone as a calculator, and also like alarm, and also like some radio or some tape recorder, like each and every activity. Okay, a phone can replace. It is doing all the activities, isn't it? So like that, if anybody wants to develop, or anybody got some new idea, creative idea to support a human being, okay, or to fulfill the requirements of human being, okay, he wants to create something, that new creation, okay, new thinking is called a prototype. So this is about prototype. Now here we are also discussing, prototype is built with minimal requirements. So whenever we got one thought into our brain, okay, that is for new gadget or for new thing, then so we don't know actually exactly what that gadget needs or that software needs. So we have only few ideas. So by based on taking that few ideas, few requirements, okay, then we are going to test and modifying on that particular requirements whichever we gathered. Okay, later by receiving the feedback of developer, okay, by with the client, whoever developing that new gadget, the developer as well as the client is also will be sit with him. So both will, okay, each and every time, okay, they'll work about this project, okay, testing, and if it is working little bit regular basis, they're testing modifying, and whether up to that is, okay, up to that prototype will reach you to desired functionalities, okay, and gets created. Until fulfilling of that thing gadget, they are working on that, okay, until fulfilling of that software project, they are working on it. If suppose uh, if suppose we don't have the game Ludo, assume that we don't have the game Ludo. So if one person, if one person wants to, okay, prepare the game Ludo app, if somebody is trying to prepare a game Ludo, so first of all, he has that what is the concept of Ludo, okay, and first of all, he don't know about some software itself. So he will go to some developer or some company. So he asked for this, I want to develop some game, okay. So that game name is called something in Telugu or something. So that the game is like with the four coins, or like that, some, I mean, and with some dice is there into that. So like that, they'll start to develop a Ludo game with few requirements, with few, okay, ideas. So whoever involved into that, whoever the customer who needs, who wants to develop this Ludo game, that person, and who is developing that particular Ludo game, that person, as developers as well as the customers. Okay, they'll sit together, and first of all, they'll togetherly take the objectives. First of all, they'll clearly discuss about concept and objective of that Ludo. So for which purpose we are designing this one, okay. So and also next, how many number of at a time, how many number of players should play on this board. So each player, how many number of coins they needed, and what is a dice, and what is the maximum numbers of a dice, and also how to rotate in between the what players, okay, from left to right or from right to left, okay, like that. If players are not available in that Ludo game, if only one player is there, who is the opposite person, there is a chance to play computer also, we will play with computer also, right? So like that, how to play if single person is available, single player is available. So like that, each and every step they'll first prepare the some what objectives of that particular game. Isn't clear? So after then what they'll do, after that getting clear concept into their brain, after having some motive goal to develop that game, then they'll gather the requirements to develop that game. They'll gather the requirements to develop that what game. Later they'll what prepare some outlines and some definitions if necessary, some definitions. And also, okay, they are evaluating each and every time after gathering one requirement, they'll evaluate that one whether it is working properly or not with working properly or not. Is it suitable to our, okay, ludo game project or not? Okay, like that. So each and every time, what are the, okay, things they were gathered to develop that project, so they will evaluate many times of that requirements. Okay, so after play trial and errors on trial and errors on that particular things, then finally they'll develop that one. Okay, and they'll release into the market. They'll release into the market. So this is about a prototype model. Prototype model in the sense, just it is one new mode creation of or developing a one new model, one new software product, creating of one software new product which is not existing in real world. And also there is no manuals are available for developing this one. There is no previous structures, there is no templates, nothing about that particular, okay, new project. So if we are ready to develop such kind of new projects, okay, for that projects are developed by using this prototype model approach. Okay, such kind of projects are developed, okay, like this, by following this prototype approach. Clear? And see the third point, this final prototype also act as a base for the final product. So after many assumptions, after many checking, okay, we finalized one design. After many designs, we will check designs one time, two times, three times for working of for developing one software product. After many designs, we may get, okay, we may get one clear final prototype. So that will be the final product. See the fourth point. The prototype model is a trial and error method. What it is? Trial and error method. So why? Because that is a new project, isn't it? So new project means, for that new project we don't have any kind of old versions, old things. So that's why if you want to develop a new thing means there is many trials on that one, whether so every time we are going to check each and every small requirement of that project, and we'll make a trial on that. If it is success, we'll move on, otherwise we'll go for some other model. So like that, okay, trial and error method, which has its own advantages and disadvantages. This prototype model not only prototype model, any model has its own advantages and disadvantages commonly. Okay, it's not particularly for only prototype model. Every model in software engineering has some advantages and disadvantages, and it is particularly useful when the client does not have clarity on what all features, okay, they need in the product. So one client or one customer came with one concept, came with one new idea, came with new concept. Okay, he don't know actually exactly what that particular project or what that particular idea needs to develop. For such kinds of projects, this approach is suitable. Clear? So, what it means? The customer not sure about the details, clear details about how to develop this project. Okay, while developing that one, which kind of problems we may face, and which kind of what benefits we'll get after developing this project. So that he doesn't know anything. He has only one concept with him, right? For such kind of projects only, we are going we are going to implement in prototype model, and this prototype model serves as a mechanism for identifying software requirements. So what it will do, this prototype model, it will identify some software requirements. It is a mechanism to identify some software requirements, what are the things we need to develop. So such kind of new projects. So how to gather those one, and how to what check those things, and until unless you'll get a output of that final product. Clear? Who's how many members are involved here? The members in the sense, maybe participants of this prototype model, maybe the customers and also developers. So each and everything while developing this prototype model, so there is a mandatory, the customer involvement is mandatory 100% every day in each and every activity. Okay, for each and every change, for each and every suggestion, he should present. He would present for every day of work. So that's why here the participant may, sorry, not the participant, the customer may play key role with a developer, with a developer. And if we'll see the diagram of prototype model, this is one of the prototype model representation or diagram here. So if you will see this diagram, there is a 5, what are the activities we are going to develop? These are the 5 activities, framework activities. So communication, plan, modeling and construction of prototype, and deployment, delivery of a prototype. These are the 5 activities. These 5 activities are executed in which manner? Ring manner. These 5 activities are executed in ring manner or ring process flow. I mean one process flow. This process flow is called a evolutionary process flow. Why we call it as evolutionary process flow? In the sense, the activities are executed repeatedly. The activities of this model are are executed repeatedly. Clear? So that's why this model is developed in a ring manner. This is also called as a iterative model. Iterative in the sense, multiple number of times each and every activity will be executed multiple number of times, not only one time. In waterfall model, or in V model, we have executed one activity only one time. If we want to go back also, there is no possibility to go back and to revise that steps and improvement or for any other suggestions or something in that models. But in this prototype model, we have a chance to repeat the activities not only one time, not only two times, okay, n times until we will get a, okay, what all functions of a product, until we will get a good design, okay, satisfied design for that created project. So we will repeat these steps. So this repetition is called iterative process. This repetition is called iterative process. Iterative in the sense, okay, it's a evolutionary. Clear? So this is one main diagram, and this is a little sub diagram for what prototype model. So why? Because here we can't explain clearly. So how it is repeatedly worked or not. So that's why I'll take another diagram also to explain clearly for you. All right. So this is one prototype model. So whenever we are going to, okay, execute our project by using prototype model, first of all, we will start with, or otherwise customer and developer will start with initial requirements only, less number of requirements they have to that particular project, isn't it? Why? Because that is a new project. Exactly, they don't know what the product needs. So they have the concept or objective, that's it. Okay, they don't know the further necessity needs of that particular project. Clear? So that's why the customer and the developer will start with initial requirements of that particular project. Then they'll move into design by using, okay, by whatever the required things they have, by using that they'll start to develop a design. They'll start to develop a design. So what to do first, what to do next, how it is to do, okay. So I mean, which place, what is the places to this particular what actors into that project, or players into that project. So like that, so each and everything they have, whatever the requirements they have, with that they are starting a design. After get readying a design, I mean, which means after get ready one design, who designs this one? By taking the initial requirements from a customer, this design is developed by a designer or architect of that project. Okay, so after that, he may develop a one prototype to that design, whatever he have designed. So he made one prototype. So that will be sent to a customer evaluation. Customer evaluation in the sense, is reading, customer is reading about that prototype and about that design. So he's telling about that design. So I'm going, so this is the design for the project whatever we have discussed earlier. So like that, he is explaining or he is showing that design to a customer. So customer will mean read or analyze that particular design, and that is called evaluation. Okay, so if anything, if everything is correct, so if he will be satisfied, then that particular thing is going to be developed. If it is not satisfied by a customer, then it will go back for a again a review and a discussion. Review in the sense discussion with developer and with other members, then update that one, update that requirements. Again, after updating the requirements, again they'll go back to the design. They'll go back to the design. Okay, with the new requirements. So after the design phase, again he was developed one prototype. So after developing this prototype, he is shown to that prototype to a customer. If customer, okay, asked for any other changes, again it is reviewed by customer and other people of that project, and it will take the changes, again design. So like that, this process will be executed repeatedly like this. These activities whichever we have here: design, prototype, customer evaluation, review and updation, these four activities will be executed repeatedly. Okay, there is no end for this one. It's not for one time, it's not for two time. Okay, n number of times it will be executed. For one module one time, for second module, for one module, for maybe five times six times, second module five times six times, like that, for until the completion of the project. This process will be repeated multiple number of times, isn't it? So in previous classes we have discussed, while developing a single module, the five activities will be executed or repeated only one time. And if again, whenever we will start to execute the second module, okay, second part of a program, then so that is also again started from starting, and the activities will be started from communication phase to, okay, last phase. So like that, the activities are executed for each module. Five activities will be executed but only one time. Here, for each module, these four activities will be executed not only one time, many times. One module may need five times, one module may need four times, one module may need 10 times, like that, until unless the customer is satisfied. Until unless to get the customer satisfaction, we will repeatedly working on this process itself. Clear? So after finalizing one module, if one module is satisfied by a customer, then it will send to a development unit. Then it's sent to a development unit. After that, second module development, second module development, third module development, fourth, like that. Okay, the process is repeated. Finally, after that, it will send to the development unit, which means coding unit, after the customer satisfaction is reached. Then whatever the coding is developed for this project, that coding is tested by some testing tools. Some testing technologies are used to test that project. Why we are applying testing? So each function of the project will be executing or worked based on the requirements or requirements of a customer or not. It is giving accurate results or not. Okay, whether that particular function execution is completed or not. So like that, the many parameters are there for checking or testing. For that case, here we are going for testing a development project. Finally, it will deliver to the customer. So later, we'll address the maintaining itself. Whenever there is a need of maintenance of that project, we will address that maintenance itself. Or otherwise, okay, we'll provide a service. After developing a project, we must provide the service to that customer whenever he needs our help, our support. Or otherwise, if we want to again made or again want to changes, any kind of changes, updations in the project, then the developer should, or the organization people should address such kind of what updations also. Clear? This is a prototype model. diagram. Coming to the, so what are the advantages of prototype model? What are the advantages of prototype model? So coming to the first advantage, quick client feedback is received which speeds up the development process. So also we were discussed that here the client also, okay, plays important role while developing this project. He is also traveling with the developers, the persons. Okay, so every day, every minute, he is also watching about that one and he is giving feedback. So based on that feedback, immediately the changes will be done on that project, isn't it? So that is, so every time we are receiving the feedbacks from the customer, and also it helps to the development team to understand the client's need. So after immediate, after developing a big concept, the customer, the client is asked to change that one, means it's a difficult, it's a little bit painful thing. But if we are making a small change, he is asked to change at that time, means it is a very easy thing, isn't it? For example, for example, if we are decorating one room, okay, some customer, some one client asked us to decorate this room by using something, some what decorating items like that. So by taking the decorating items, we are decorating that room. So almost we decorated according to whatever the customer is giving suggestions, and also by applying our own thoughts, we have decorated that room, isn't it? But after almost completion of that decoration, he may call for what for give the suggestions, and whether it is good or not, like that, whether it is satisfied or not for him. So for his suggestion, we called him and showed him. He said, this is not what nice to look, or this is not the way whichever I suggested to you, please change it. Again you will come back from here itself, like that. Okay, like that he asked the okay, designers or developers. Is it a good thing? No. So if you get if decorate one room, it may take 1 hour time or 2 hours time. Okay, they wasted the 2 hours of time to decorate that room, and the client came and asked them again change that one, and start the work from starting onwards itself. Okay, it is a little bit painful thing. So removing everything and again started from some other place, like that, it's a little difficult thing. But apart from this, there is a there is another way. Well, whenever we are starting to decorate this room, if client is also with us, okay, if client is also with us, means if anything we are going to add to this decoration, immediately he warned us, he suggested us, okay, don't do this one, this is not nice, that much nice, like that. We mutually, okay, they'll discussing about that particular decoration, or doing that work or doing the task. Immediately he gives some feedback, okay, this is not nice, but better to remove that one and use this one, like that. Immediately he giving some suggestions on that room decoration. So this is little bit easy to a developers, little bit happy to a customers. Why? Because if he immediately he give the feedback, or he warned the working people, then they'll change it. So there is no waste of energy, and there is no waste of time, isn't it? So that is the one of the advantage of a prototype model. Coming to second one, developed prototypes can be used later for any similar project. If once we developed one project, okay, once we have created something with our brand, new brand, After by using our prototype only, many people developed similar products. Okay, if one person had developed a phone, but after taking that concept, same phone concept, and many people are developed many phones, many companies with many features. Okay, nowadays we don't know how many companies are developing these phone. Okay, every day new features are updated into our phones, isn't it? But who is the first person, okay, to develop that phone prototype? So that is a great person. Okay, he is the creator, he is a exact engineer, isn't it? So this is about second point. If we build a prototype for one new concept, then our concept is followed by many people who have developed a similar projects. So those all are taken our code or our concept or our technology or something like that. Clear? Coming to third point, any missing functionality and any errors can be detected early. So if there is why, because the client and the developer is working togetherly, client and developers working togetherly, so automatically they'll find easily any functioning any missing functionalities or any errors in that particular project. Okay, or otherwise some confusions come with some difficulties, everything is identified easily because user or client is also involved into that project. Clear? This is our self project, new one. So whatever the errors we are facing, so almost we can find. So and there is no existing project to tell us this is wrong, this is right. Okay, if you will go do take this, if you will do this project like this, you will make this kind of problems, you will may face this kind of problems. If you will develop this one like this, okay, you will get less risk like that. There is no any templates or prototypes for our project. So whatever we are developing, that is good or bad, first of all we should try. If it is success, we'll keep it, otherwise we'll throw it and we'll go for some other trial, like this. Clear? Some like that, if any errors we found while doing that work, or any missing functions, or any confusions or difficulties, or all are identified easily by working with that system. Clear? And coming to the last one, it is useful when requirements are not clear from the client's end. Even with limited requirements, the develop team can start with the development process. So this point already we discussed that what it is, what it is. So it is useful. This project is selected when the client, okay, not sure the clear requirements of that particular project. Not only client, the developers also not clear about the requirements of that project. So in such a cases, we will suggest this model. And also, okay, at the starting stage, there is no need of much, okay, much what things to develop that project. With minimum resources only, we will start to develop this project itself. With minimum resources, we are ready to start to develop this project itself. Clear? So that is about advantages of prototype model. Next, coming to the disadvantages of prototype model. In first disadvantage of prototype model is it's a time consuming process. It's a time consuming process, which means client may come with one idea. That idea may be okay, executed or not, we don't know. In real time, it is supported, it is worked, okay, or not, I don't know. So each and every time we are developing that one, and we are testing that one. If it is suitable, we'll keep that one and we'll go for and the next step like that. So it's a completely time consuming process. Coming to second one, this method involves too much client interaction and involvement, okay, which can be done only with a committed client. So there is here in this project the clients are involved very much. I mean, every day, time to time, their involvement is mandatory, necessary. If he is not committed, okay, he is little lazy, so this project may consume more and more time, isn't it? Okay, so that is the problem. And also sometimes the client involvement is much, also the developers may get irritated. This is also another drawback. So while working on something, if somebody is watching us and suggesting us every minute, every second means, so working on such a situations also, it's too difficulty to face such situations also, too difficult to developers, isn't it? So there is, this is the one of the disadvantages. Coming to the third one, in the beginning, it is a bit difficult to predict the exact amount of time needed to reach the final product. So this is also one. So we don't know how much time it is needed to complete, how much, even though how much amount this product needs to complete. We don't know the time of the completion of this project, and also amount of the completion of this project, isn't it? That is also one disadvantage. Next one, while coding, developers do not have a broad perspective of what is coming, because of which they might use an underlying architecture that is not suitable for the final project. So while developers also they don't have, maybe they have a broad idea about whichever we are whatever they are developing or not. Okay, so whether this particular project will leads to final product, final outcome or not. So we don't know. So it may, the new things may success or may fail, or after many trials and error we may stop working on that, because if we fed up with on that project, so client may drop, or the developer may drop, anybody may drop in middle itself. Okay, because of that trial and errors mechanism is applied into this prototype model now. So that's because, clear. Last one, to produce the quick prototype, developers might make weak decisions during the development process, which means if they want to get ready that project fastly, so they should compromise the quality or something. Okay, somewhere else they should compromise, and they'll develop a weak product. It's not a strongest product if they'll develop that one within a short period, within a short time, isn't it? That is also a one of the drawback. This is about our prototype model. So till now we have discussed what is a prototype model. So prototype model is one of the evolutionary model. So in this prototype model, the activities are executed repeatedly, and this approach is followed when the client wants to develop a new project, or and set he wants to set a trend. Then they such kind of people follow the prototype model. And this is the diagram about prototype model, and advantages and the disadvantages of this prototype model. Thank you.